Well, hey guys, Thorzax here, and I just got off work and I'm going through my usual routine here. Um, yeah, man, I'll tell you what, working graveyard. Who knew? So anyway, I'm getting my first pot of coffee going here, and gonna have some coffee, and in a few minutes we'll go downstairs and we'll take a look at what I've got in the mail. And I received a prototype of one of the whole vices that I went and brought up. And what I want to do is I want to go through a little bit of review on its construction versus the BPI product that I bought. So we'll get to it after that, but I'm going to have some coffee first, and anyway, we'll get the ball rolling. So just stay with me. Be right back. Well, hey guys, be right with you. Let's shed some light on the subject here. Boom. Okay. Now I received, let me turn the viewfinder around here so I can show you guys what I'm looking at. Now I received a package in the mail from Nick Ross. Okay. Nick Ross, on his own, has decided to become a very good friend of the Reloaders Network. And what he did is that he passed the idea to us to make some hole vices, okay? And at first we're like, yeah, yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I, bought the BPI product when I first started getting into this to do my my roll crimps, for my shells. I wanted a holder that would hold it securely so I could get a crimp on there and not have to hold it with my hand. I don't like holding anything with my hands when it comes to spinning equipment. I kind of like to have a little bit of a vise there. It's a little added barrier of safety. So, your fingers. I haven't ever seen anybody really have something serious happen. I've heard a lot of horror stories, and I'm going to go ahead and save you that. But when it comes to spinning machinery, guys, you just keep your hands out of there. You turn the machine off, you go back and forth, you make your adjustments, you turn it back on, then you measure again, and you do those sort of things in steps, so when it comes down to the real deal and you're going to drill something or you're going to do this with it or that with it, it's the machine doing the work and you're not having to make any adjustments. And that's kind of the way that I look at this. So with that, what I wanted to show you was the BPI unit came unadjusted. I had to adjust it so where it would close on a 12 gauge hull. And BPI also makes these blocks for all kinds of different hole sizes. They make them for 20 gauge, 28 gauge, 410, 16 gauge, 10 gauge, and of course 12. And so I bought the product, and I thought I was going to end up with something, really snazzy. Well, I'm going to tell you what, there's a little horror story involved with this. Let me go ahead and get a shell here. Okay, this is your just average, run-of-the-mill gun club hole. I'm going to put it in there, okay, and then I'm going to close it. And I didn't do anything, right? Now I want you guys to take a look at that. Does that look like it's sitting in there square? It sure don't look square to me. And it was off so much when I first bought this that I held a square up to this edge here, carpenter square, and this part right here wasn't even square, okay? And so the hull was tipped to one side, and when I would do the roll crimp, then the shell had an angle on the top, and I mean, I went out and spent more than $50 on this damn thing. I was peeved. And so, I just liked it and lumped it for a while and tried to do some adjustments and this, that. And finally, I ended up getting to the point where I said, you know what, something's got to be done, son. And I took that and I broke that edge a few more degrees, and I was able to straighten it out somewhat so where it will hold it at least, semi-flush, okay? Because I'm telling you right now, it doesn't matter. I can set that in there, put that in there, and bang, you can see it on the bottom of that shell. The shell is not sitting all the way on the bottom on this edge here. This edge right here, it's lifted up a little bit. And if I force it to sit in there, I can get it to sit straight up, but it's still a little crooked. So I'm not happy with the BPI product. Now, I don't mean to be biased or anything like that, but I feel that I didn't get what my money paid for. Now, if you've got a BPI one and you love it and it works great, hey, that's fantastic. I'm not knocking you. I'm not knocking you. I'm not knocking anybody who has one of these. If you got a good one. Maybe I got one that was made on a Friday. Maybe I got the school unit. You know what I mean? Haven't been happy with it, guys, to tell you the truth. I paid $50 for something that probably $20. I really honestly believe that's probably all this is worth. I wouldn't pay any more than $20 for it if I seen it in the store. Especially the way this thing is wonky. You know what I mean? It's just wonky. And guys, I'm going to tell you something. We got to get into this mode where we're not accepting wonky stuff from manufacturers anymore because they're getting away with sending us junk. All right. So anyway, I open up the package and I take it out. Now I had to put the vise part on here. Okay, that came separately, so I went ahead and screwed it on there. I made a small adjustment here to the clamping device. I put that thing in there. That's it. That thing is lock solid, and it is square. Right off the bat. No guessing, no fiddling, no wiggling, no nothing. You put it in there and it's square and it works. I want to show you a little bit about Nick's construction too. He's used some very good material and also the finished product, just the finished product alone. All these edges right here, there are no sharp edges. Look at the BPI. There's a roll edge on there. There's a sharp edge on there. They didn't even bother to knock it down with a file. Deburr it, So this is all deburred. There's no sharp edges. He even broke the edges here on the corners. They're not sharp. Same thing with all the square here. And he polished up the vices. He ran these some sandpaper on them, smoothed them up, and then he went ahead and brush finished, the overall base plate. And I'm going to tell you what, this thing is really precision made. This is a very nice unit. So what I have to say about all this is better than this. Plain out and simple. I don't know what James has really worked out yet. I don't want to throw any numbers out there because he's the administrator. He's the guy that is the guy who's got the sharpened pencil and he's writing down all the numbers and stuff like that. And me and him go back and forth about prices and things like that. But that's between me and him. And believe me, we're trying to make the best deal for the Reloaders Network we can. Without we're trying to beat the competitors. So I'm going to tell you what. He has sent a bunch of these to Bacon. And Bacon will have them in stock in the Reloaders Network. I think he's going to put it up today. I know Nick made a limited amount of these. So once they're sold out, they're sold out. Now, if you want one, and they're sold out, now Nick will make more. I mean, he's already committed to that. He's basically told us that he wants to try it out, see how it goes, and see how this works out. But I'm going to tell you what, guys, I don't think you can lose. I think this is a much better tool. This is a much better tool for your drill press. It's nicely made. It's professionally made. I mean, this thing is like something that you would be using in a clean room. You know what I mean? It's that precise. I mean, you take the shell, you put it in there, and you close it, and that's it. And look at this. Look at how much cam over you've got. That's it, and it's locked. This thing right here, there is no happy medium. It's either a little loose or it's a little tight. It's almost like they didn't measure this right. They just threw it together. I've tried to adjust this thing a million times, and guess what? I always either get it too tight or too loose. So I go with the too loose part and just set it in there, and it moves a little bit when it's in the drill press, but it doesn't move a lot, and it doesn't really make that much difference. And besides that, it's not even square. This is not square. This is. It's an excellent product, I'm telling you right now. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get this uploaded. I want to thank Nick for his involvement here. He did a professional job. If I had a small manufacturing business, I'd hire him. I mean, this is really awesome stuff. I mean, he even cut all the screws to where they're flush. They're not going to scratch up the table. Like I said, he deburred all the edges. There's no sharp edges. He finished all the edges on the blocks. Also, another thing too, these grommets that are in here that actually grab the shell, these black grommets, I've had to re-glue the. Look what a piece of garbage that they did putting the grommets in. Look at that. I've had to re-glue these. The glue that they used on these, it doesn't last. You got to turn right around and you got to glue them right back on. And in fact, that's one of the things that I did that I'm going to do the next time these need to be glued on. I'm going to take these off. I'm going to put thicker rubber in there so it grabs it a little bit more. I probably won't even use this anymore. So there you go. So this is Thor's Axe. That was my product review. These will be available on the Reloaders Network. I haven't got a price yet. I'm sure that James will probably put his price up there. And I think it's just a one pay thing. You pay the price and that's it. It's in the mail and it's coming to you. There's no funny business with any shipping or handling or any of that crap. So anyway, so there we go, guys. I give it a thumbs up. We'll catch you in the next video.